Going live. Gonna wait till a few people join up. Of course, I have Laura Malcolm here. At least I see she was talking on the chat. How you doing? If you're still here, give everybody just a second to join in. Let me get the lights on. I had to go live again. You made me do it. You made me do it. After Trump's debacle in Chicago, you made me do it. Then, of course, we have Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, giving an awesome speech at, I believe it's called Sigma Gamma Rho in Houston. It's a good one. If you haven't seen what was said in Chicago, I'll play a few clips. I'll get on the internet, play a few clips, show you the highlights of what Trump had to say, the lowlights, if you will, after we listen to the remarks from Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, here's the deal. It's amazing. It's amazing to watch somebody double down on ignorance like Trump did. So if you haven't seen it, you just got to stay with me until the end. Oh yeah, you. What's going on, Melody Murray? I was dying watching him squirm. It was hilarious. And then at the end, if you don't know, his own people rushed him out of there with the quickness. He was getting too embarrassed, couldn't handle himself. And just as he was getting asked the question about Project 2025, how lucky for him, just as he was, the campaign says, no, we got to stop this. We got to stop this. And that's exactly what the commentators say. Per his, what is that? Per his campaign, per the Donald Trump campaign, we have to go. We have to go right now. They rushed him out of there like he was on fire. It was hilarious, people. Absolutely hilarious. I can't find the light cord. I want to get my light on, and we can get this thing started. See how many people are here. G. Gaw, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm not sure the skill of the grits has to do with it, but that's what's up. You got to explain that one to me, man. But it's good to see you, G. Gaw. I guess if I can't find this light, we're just going to get it started. All right, here we go. All right, guys. We're going to get this thing started. I'm giving people enough. Yeah, the coward. The coward. They had him run out of there quickly, man. Quick, fast, in a hurry. So, Laura Malcolm will be here helping to moderate, to keep talking to you guys. I'm not going to stop this one once it gets started. I'm going to wait till the end, and we're going to talk about it. I mean, we got to talk about it. And it's all in response to your boy in Chicago. Well, it's not all in response. She's campaigning is what she's doing. But she did give a little response. Just a little 1-2. What's up, Darla? Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. Listen, before we start, before I press play, remember, if you want to, join the channel. Tomorrow for members only. So become a member for members only. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're doing a live interview with a former French magistrate. We're going to talk about the healthcare system. We're going to talk about education. He's also a former teacher. We're going to talk about how we can fix what we have here. We're going to talk about the implications of our elections around the world. This is one of the best live things we've got. We're so lucky to be able to have this, all thanks to our partnership with LMTV Live, bringing in people like this. So you want to become a member, you want to join, You get a whole lot of perks. You get discount off the merchandise, and you get stuff like what we do tomorrow. For members only, a live show talking to the former French magistrate about important things. You may want to be there. Without further ado, let's get this thing started. I won't stop it.
So good to be with all the leaders who are here. I want to thank the International President, Rashida S. Liberty. I thank you for your friendship and your leadership and for the warm welcome this evening. Thank you so very much. And to the International Board of Directors, to the Council of Presidents of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, and to Congresswoman Robin Kelly, it is my great honor to be with everyone this evening. And please have a seat. I thought everyone was standing. If you have a seat, please have a seat. Thank you all. And to all the members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated.
I won't be stopping this one, guys. We're going all the way through.
It is so good to be with you this evening, and I say that as a proud member of the Divine Nine. And when I look out at everyone here, I see family. And you know, we share a vision for the future of our nation. Ours is a vision of a future in which we realize the promise of America. And aren't so many of us empirical evidence of the promise of America? A promise of freedom, opportunity, and justice, not for some, but for all. Since 1922, the members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated have helped realize that promise. Generation after generation, the members of this sorority have shown that greater service brings greater progress. I know. In the 1920s and 30s, you created college scholarships for young black women. In the 1960s and 70s, you launched a nationwide program to help folks get a job. In the 1990s, you formed a partnership with St. Jude to fight childhood cancer. And in 2020, you continued your leadership when, during the height of a pandemic, you helped elect Joe Biden President of the United States, and me as the first woman Vice President of the United States. And for all of those reasons, I'm here to thank you for your long-standing service to our nation, and to declare in this moment that our nation needs your leadership once again. In this moment, we face a choice between two very different visions for our nation.
We're going to talk about that.
One focused on the future, the other focused on the past. And we in this room are fighting for the future. A future with affordable health care, affordable child care, and paid leave. And we fight for a future with equal pay for women, because we know when we lift up the economic status of women, we lift up the economic status of children, of families, and all of society benefits. We here work for a future where every person has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead, to build a business, to own a home, and to build intergenerational wealth. We here see a future where we bring down the cost of living for hardworking Americans, which is why we are fighting to ban more of those hidden fees and surprise late charges that banks and other companies use to pad their profits, to take on corporate landlords and cap rent increases, and take on Big Pharma and cap the cost of prescription drugs for all Americans. All of this to say, we are working to build up, not tear down, and to build up America's families and America's middle class. Because we know when our middle class is strong, America is strong. But as we work to move our nation forward, let us be clear, there are those who are trying to take us backward.
Facts.
You may have seen their agenda. They call it Project 2025.
We'll talk about it.
Right. And it is a 900-page agenda of extremism. Project 2025 would raise taxes on middle-class families and cut taxes for billionaires, eliminate the Department of Education, and end programs like Head Start, which of course would take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children. All of this to build on what Donald Trump did in his first term. When he was president, he gave tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He tried to cut Social Security and Medicare every single year. And he and his allies have tried more than 60 times to end the Affordable Care Act and to take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was? Denying children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes. And you know, America has tried these failed policies before, and we are not going back. We are not going back. We all here remember what those 4 years were like. And today, we were given yet another reminder. This afternoon,
the crowd know exactly what's going on.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists.
With no black media there,
And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better. The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts.
We're going to talk about it.
We deserve a leader who understands that our differences do not divide us. They are an essential source of our strength. So I say to Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on attack on hard-fought, hard-won fundamental freedoms and rights. The freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to live without fear of bigotry and hate, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride, the freedom to learn and acknowledge America's true and full history, and the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. A fight for our most fundamental freedoms. And to this room of leaders, I say, bring it on. Bring it on, those who would dare to attack these fundamental freedoms.
Yep.
Because we here, we love our country. We love our country. And I believe it is the highest form of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country. So we, who believe in the sacred freedom to vote, will finally pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
Let's hope so.
We who believe that every person should be free from gun violence will finally pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban.
Let's hope so.
And we who believe in reproductive freedom will fight for a woman's right to choose, because we know one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. Because we know faith and freedom can coexist. And understand, when he was president, Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court, the court of Thurgood and RBG, because he intended for them to overturn the protections of Roe v. Wade. And as he intended, they did. And now, in the South, where the majority of black women live, every state except for Virginia has an abortion ban. Many with no exception even for rape and incest. And now he intends to pass a nationwide abortion ban to ban access to fundamental health care in every state. But I will not let that happen. I promise you, when I am President of the United States, and when Congress passes a law to restore reproductive freedoms, I will sign it into law. So in this, you're welcome. So in this moment, our fundamental freedoms are on the ballot, and so is our democracy. This month, and it really bears, just with all that's been happening, to for a moment pause and think about it. This month, the Supreme Court basically just told the former president, who has been convicted of fraud, that going forward, he will be immune for activity we know he is prepared to engage in if he gets back into the White House. Recall, Donald Trump has openly vowed, if reelected, to be a dictator on day one, that he will weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies, that he will round up peaceful protesters and throw them out of our country, and even, quote, terminate the United States Constitution. So in conclusion, I say to the incredible members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, there is so much at stake in this moment. Election day is in 97 days. And in this moment, once again, our nation is counting on you to energize, to organize, and to mobilize, to register folks to vote and get them to the polls, because when we organize, mountains move. When we mobilize, nations change. And when we vote, we make history. So let us continue to fight with faith, with optimism, and with hope. And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Let's get it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. People, oh my God. Number one. P-Dubs, welcome to the Truth Seekers. We have a new member join. P-Dubs, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Of course, as she said, the reason why she joined today is because, hey, Poochie was good. The reason why she just joined is because tomorrow we've got a live interview with a former French magistrate. I'm still trying to make sure I say the right name, so I'll let Laura say his name. properly the way he wants it. It starts with pro. And he's going to be talking about the healthcare system in France, the world-renowned healthcare system, how it compares to ours, how to maybe move ours forward into a better way. He's going to be talking about that. He's going to be talking about a little bit of education. He's also used to be a teacher. He's going to be talking about the impact of the election on the world. And because he lives over there in France, it's the best, one of the best people to ask about that. Everyone's looking at this. Okay? Aquitaine, pro Aquitaine, will be a member, but it's only for members only. So you gotta join. You got to join. 2:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are talking with him live. It's gonna be awesome. Maybe we'll get some news and information you've never heard before or that you can use. Now, plus you get a whole bunch of other perks. Laura will tell you about it. Let's get to the speech. Number one, you may be asking yourself, what exactly did she mean when she said...
Programs like Head Start, and he and his allies denying are not going. This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists.
I'm going to stop there because I want you to know something. You got to know something. Even though it went crazy for him, horribly for him, even though there were two black women on the stage who were also journalists who asked tough questions, that was not supposed to be a hard interview. This National Association of Black Journalists will not get a pass from me simply because they had no black media there. People like Roland Martin. There are so many other people that needed to be there. Black, independent black media. And all the names are leaving me now, but just think of one. The poor guy who got taken off of CNN has his own show now. Not there. So that's horrible. Number two, they had this absolute Trump sycophant from Fox News there. And this was supposed to be easy for him. This was supposed to be easy for him. It was not, to say the least. And the reason why is because anytime anybody asks Trump a question that is even a little bit hard, the first thing he goes to is his only go-tos. He's not intelligent enough to have clapbacks, to think of ideas and rhetorical responses for the moment. He goes back to what he knows. Name calling. Tee-hee, nanny, boo-boo. He is the mind of a 6-year-old. He has regurgitated, ready microwave responses. And if you press the button over 1 minute, it all burns up. That's it. He's great on his feet. If you're a kindergartner, people love it for some reason. But that's because we love reality TV. It's the same reason why we tune in to watch the housewives smack each other over the table. Not because it's intellectually profound. It's not because it's intellectually curious. Not because it gives us anything that we need to know. It's because to hear someone say nanny boo boo and you have a poopy face. Oh, you're lying, Kamala. To hear those things sounds really cool in the moment, but when you're pressed, when intelligent people respond to you, you look like a fool, and this is what she's talking about. Let's get to the rest of this.
And it was the same old show. the divisiveness, and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better.
Right.
The American people deserve better.
Right.
The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts.
And this is what she's talking about, people. I thought maybe you'd like to see and laugh with me. I thought maybe you'd like to see and laugh with me on this guy's response. This is what she meant. Let me see which one is the right one.
Donald Trump just got confronted to his face for his history of
Now, look at
racist
this
comments
response,
at an
people.
event for the
Come
National
on.
Association of Black Journalists, and it may be the funniest thing I have seen all day. I have no clue what Donald
Angela!
Trump was thinking walking
I got
into a
something special
building
for
full
you,
of
Angela.
seasoned black journalists who absolutely hate him and thinking that he could just say
Got
stuff
something
like
special
this.
for you.
Watch
I won't
this
say
clip.
it here. Stay with
I want to
us.
start by
In
addressing
the
the,
chats,
elephant in the room,
and
sir.
email.
A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
That is a great question, and notice, look at how visibly uncomfortable Donald Trump got on stage. Now let's take a guess really quickly. How is Donald Trump going?
That's what I was going to say. You can't take my words, man. I was going to say, okay, everybody, put your cards in. Angela, we got something special. You guys may not know this. Angela is an integral part of what we do here. I got something special for you, Angela. All right, anyway. People, what do you say? What's he going to say? Is he going to say, well, you know what? I apologize for how it looks. Or is he going to say, I think everybody has a right to speak, so that's why I let these white supremacists inside so I could hear what they had to say and then tell them that they were wrong? Is he going to think on his feet and say, you know what, that's a good question, and the reason why is because, no, let's see, what do you think he is going to say? A, B, C, or D, flail. Everybody put A, B, C, or D. Which one? I'm guessing D. Let's hear it, guys. This is his response to that question.
Going to double down, or a combination of all of the worst things? Let's take a look.
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say hello, how are you?
As they all laugh at him in the crowd. Oh, poor Donnie. I don't think I've ever been asked a question. Because you thought you were coming to get your manhood massaged, Donald. That's the only reason why you came. Tell the truth, National Association of Black Journalists. You told him that you would not have any independent black media there to ask questions. You told him that you were going to make sure that the people who cupped his sack the most and gave it the gentlest rub, the one of the few black hosts on Fox News who caress them with all gentle care would be there. And then he said yes. He was not expecting to have somebody with independent thought ask a question like that. And I would bet you the National Association of Black Journalists wasn't expecting that question either. I think she went out of her way to ensure that something good came out of this. Let's see what else.
Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
Donald Trump immediately turns nasty and begins.
Wait, some people there were clapping. Please don't forget, we're not done. There's very important things to get to by the end of this live. All of you will be informed, and all of you will be given an assignment for this November by the end of this live. Oh, I got surprises today. Stay tuned. But there were some people clapping there. In the black media, who he has denigrated, there's still some people who are clapping there.
Attacking the journalist on stage. If the journalist really wanted to dig into Donald Trump's full racist history, a tantrum. Trump then talks about Kamala Harris not being actual voters, and when he couldn't do that, when he was actually confronted on his racist history, he throws a tantrum. Trump then talks about Kamala Harris not being actually black. I mean, this one is just wild to me. Take a look. Make sure you leave a like on this video as well.
Then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead.
Their words.
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
Give
me a definition then. Would you give me a
For one, if you're wondering, why is he asking her what are the definition of diversity, equity, and inclusion? It's because he's stalling. He's stalling. It's the same reason when they said, will you denounce... if you remember this, type in the comment section here. Chat with me. Will you denounce right-wing extremism and white supremacists? Will you denounce them? And he said, okay, which one? Well, define it. Who? Tell me who. Give me a name. Tell me who. That's his stalling technique. He's going to ask you to see if you can flail, or say something that he may be able to get out of, rather than the actual question. But then when they said Proud Boys, he said stand back and stand by, because he no longer could flail. And she does the same thing. Those are actually the words, sir.
definition?
Watch this.
Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question.
Is he trying to act tough and play games, or does Donald Trump actually not know the definition? I think he actually is so dumb, he doesn't know the definition. He doesn't know how to respond, so he's acting like it's some sort of game.
You have to define it. Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well,
there it is. There it is. You see, there are some journalists that would have faltered. Well, they're saying that because you're black and this and that. She said, okay, let me ask you in the way that only a 2-year-old would understand. Is she there because she's black? And his answer is a failed one.
I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman.
I respect
Donald Trump is so...
People. What you're seeing here is on my Karen channel, we show a wide variety of entitlement responses. When people are entitled and are so used to their own foolishness, to everyone bowing down to them because they've been given entitlement unearned, they don't even know when they're being inappropriate. They don't know it because to them, of course it's appropriate because I'm doing it. This guy is around all black people. And because it's America, and because I'm not an idiot, I can tell you, in a crowd of black people, many of them are mixed with many things. Just like in a crowd of anyone in America or any group. I mean, except at a Trump rally. People. He's in a crowd of, he's so entitled to these talking points. He believes they're good. He believes that they're good because people have told him, oh, that's great, Donnie, use that one. He's stuck and he refers back to his entitled responses without even thinking about where he is. It's got to be okay. I'm saying it. This is a crowd of hundreds of black people who many of them are mixed. And he says, well, she decided to be black or is she Indian? Disrespecting all mixed race people who identify as black in that crowd. He still doesn't know why it's a problem. I guarantee. Right now, he still doesn't know why. Because when he got off the stage, everybody just kept stroking him. Just kept him entitled. Oh, you did great. Let me. Let's tickled right under there. This whole sack. And man, that was great, Donnie. They were mean. Those black women were mean. You did great. Oh, that was a great response. To this day, because of his unearned entitlement, no one has told him why what he just said was freaking disgusting. In a crowd of all black people. Let's watch it again.
Black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect
Donald Trump.
Wow. Talk to me, people. Talk to me, people. I know it's cringy, but it's the reality. It's what he actually said to a crowd of black people, who many of them, I guarantee, are mixed, because it's America. Because it's America. I don't have to go to Reuters to find out the breakdown of the hundreds of people in the National Association of Black Journalists who booked a ticket, flew there from around America to become a part of the discussion. I don't have to go to Reuters. I don't need a Rasmussen poll to tell you for a fact that there are also mixed race black people in the crowd that he's talking to, and he's expecting them to go, oh, that was amazing. No, it's not full of Marjorie Taylor Greenes and Lauren Boeberts. It's not full of J.D. Vances. It's not full of your normal sycophant redneck draped in faux American flag hicks waiting for a end of democracy and the rise of their own fascism to be on top there. That's not who's there, Donald. Your entitlement has blinded you. The response you're looking for will not come from there.
It's just so frustrating, but let's continue.
Either
Black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some
I
Republicans
really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be.
Breaking news, Donald Trump cannot answer direct questions even though he's 80 years old almost. Also, this is just disgusting. On screen they're making Donald Trump look like the Birch Gold group. Meanwhile, he's on stage doubling down on his racism. Notice how he didn't answer the question about DEI.
Wow.
He gave no solid answer to the question. He couldn't even disavow the fact he doubled black until recently. Repeatedly doubts people's race, doubts people's nationalities. It is so disgusting.
Prosecute him.
Wow.
Clip.
Prosecute him. I won the case, and it got very little publicity. I didn't notice ABC doing any publicity on it, George.
We cover you
George
extensively, sir. I'd love to move over on to
I
different
didn't
topics
notice you
now.
do any publicity on it at all. I won the case, the biggest case. This is an attack on a political opponent. I have another one where I
Sir,
have
if you
a
don't mind, I'd
hostile
love
judge.
we have you for a limited time, sir. I'd love to move on to different
No,
topics.
excuse
if
you.
we
You're the
can.
one that held me up for 35 minutes, just so you understand.
If we can move on now to
We're not going to.
Donald Trump's disrespect towards Rachel Scott on stage is absolutely wild, and it made the entire...
Oh, anybody have anything to say? Hey guys, I know I missed some people coming. Daniel Price, awesome to see you. Thank you for coming. Judy, Vancelis, thank you for coming. I don't know if I'm missing you, just type again. Oh my God. People, the number one Karen, the number one male Karen on earth has found himself in a place where he thought it was going to be full of sycophants for some reason, because they told him that his people, the Fox News host, was going to be there. They didn't let independent black media in, and that's why they got him. That's the only reason why they got him. And he was surprised. In his echo chamber, in his unbelievably deep entitlement, this is how he's talking amongst a crowd of black people. Yeah, you might want to find the whole interview, but I have more. I'm going to stop ranting. Guys, this is how he's talking to them. There's more, because I'm going to tell you when you're going to see him get, basically with words, get the interview stopped by his campaign and him have to leave and just go because he can't handle answering questions thinking on his feet, because he's not talking to people who are normally on their knees with their mouth open, happy to see him. Huh?
I'd love to move on to different
No,
topics.
excuse
if
you.
we
You're the
can.
one that held me up for 35 minutes, just so you understand.
The absolute disrespect to walk into a building full of
go to the next
Trump uses on stage at this conference is honestly unbelievable.
So let's talk about J.D. Vance for a little bit. He's had some stumbles out of the gate.
Okay, and so this is the sycophant from Fox News. If you're wondering why I didn't say her name, it's because I don't know it, and I don't care. She's the worst. I've never seen her give a good take, a decent take yet. I've only seen her smile and kneel down to the oncoming to the oncoming authoritarian government that she ushers in from her faux news channel. So I know I don't know her name, and I don't care to know it. I apologize. But that's her in the red. That's why he's here, because she was allowed to come.
I don't know if you're hearing what we hear as reporters, but it's been a tough couple of weeks for him. Why did you choose J.D. Vance?
Why didn't I?
Why did you choose him? And I'm having a hard time hearing too.
I chose
know
him
everybody out
because-
there can.
Oh, the sack! Can I tickle it for you? This is how Karen stays Karen. This is how Karen stays Karen. Donald Trump is. Immediately, her first response is to put on her tap dance shoes. Her first response was to paint her face blacker than it is and make sure the lips were red so she could dance with a top hat. That was her first immediate guttural response. I can't hear. Hey, everybody, I can't hear either. I can't hear either. Did you put a patch on your ear too? Did you put the tampon on your ear too at the Republican convention? You're gross. That was her first. She's a tap dancer. She's a tap dancer. Let's hear her tap dance again. Let's hear how quickly her first guttural response was, "Yes, massa."
For a little bit. He's had some stumbles out of the gate. I don't know if you're hearing what we hear as reporters, but it's been a tough couple of weeks for him. Why did you choose J.D. Vance?
Why
did you choose him? And I'm having a hard time hearing too.
I chose
know everybody
him
out there can, but it's
I'll
hard
tell
to
you
hear.
why. I chose him because he's a very strong believer in work and the working man and woman, and especially the working man and woman who have been treated very unfairly, because you have many of them in this room, but you have many of those people that were treated very unfairly. They worked very hard and they were treated unfairly. He wrote,
J.D. Vance is in favor of the working men.
And they were treated very unfairly. Let me tell you what happened. Can I show you? I don't know if I have enough space. I just want to do this one thing, and we're going to go on to some more clips from this, because I know you want to see the more responses that he gave. There's more. But this is what happened. Tap dancing Mamaw. Tap dancing Mamaw went on the stage in front of all you fine people, and she said, "Why did you pick J.D. Vance?" And Massa said, "Oh, I don't know what he said." And before he could get it out, she said, "Oh yeah, oh Massa, yeah, I know, I can't hear either." Ha! I don't even know how that looked. I gotta play that back. I hope you saw the tap dance. And I can't. I hope you're getting entertainment out of this, guy.
I'm the American dream on steroids.
How was that, Massa? I'm sorry. All right. Next one. This is when he's getting cut and run off the stage, guys.
"Oh, absolutely."
And who would?
I think I'd know.
How would you make that decision?
I think I'd know. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated
Oh my
me,
goodness.
and I'm fine with it, because she
you're
was
fine?
very rude, sir. Very rude. That was a nasty.
People in the crowd are going, "No, she was not. She was."
I'm crying. The smallest violin is playing for you, sir. And you want us to believe that you were in the room with Vladimir Putin and he saw you as the tough guy? Hold on. And you want us to believe that you were in the room with Vladimir Putin. You told all of the translators to leave so that they couldn't hear. You made all of the security leave, which was unlawful. And you were by yourself with him. And when you came out and your knees were scuffed, your hair was disheveled, and your lipstick was smeared on the side of your orange face, you want us to believe that he thought you were tough. Huh? Huh? People, this is who we voted for. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. We can't blame. This is America, ruled by democracy. We can't blame other people voted, but we didn't. As Americans, this is who we voted for. It means we didn't campaign hard enough. We didn't fight hard enough. I didn't have this show back then because I was not doing everything I possibly could to not let him get voted in. It's my fault. I will not let it happen again. No. No.
Beehive.
No. Will you? That's a real question. Will you? I can't blame the people who voted for him. I knew they were crazy. But did I volunteer? Did I fill my car with gas, and go pick up people to ensure that not just me voted? I should have. Because this tread mark, this skid mark, this stain on the backside of our nation belongs to all of us. Will we let it happen again? That's the question.
Beehive.
Now, I've already broken down a few clips from this event in a previous video, but I have more clips to play for you guys of Donald Trump being grilled on JD Vance. The Trump team told the journalists on to watch this clip and pay attention to what Rachel Scott says.
In your job.
Project 2025.
I think we have to leave it there by the Trump team.
All right.
So leave it. That is the last word. Thank you so much, Mr. Trump, for coming today and joining us.
She even clarifies we have to leave it there because of the Trump team. And Donald.
They pulled him off, guys. They pulled him off. They said, no. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. You know what the Trump team just did? I just thought of this. I'm going to find something for you. Let me find something for you. This is what the Trump team did. Oh, come on. Wrong one. This is what happened, people. This is what happened. This is what happened. This is the Trump team. The Trump team is dead. I didn't know it was going to be this funny today, guys. I guess I'm just in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Even after the racism and the disrespect. That was the Trump team. If you want me to make this the new meme for the Trump team and what they did after they realized that the position he was in, that is the Trump team, I'm watching it again. Here's Trump. Boom! Here's the team. Oh, slow-mo. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. One more time. Let's go 75. We won't go 50. We won't go 50. We'll go 75. Here's Trump. Boom! Replay. Slow-mo. Wait a minute. We will go 50. I want to see. what happened to Trump, guys. This is what happened. Oh! And as he got back up to fight again, the team! Oh! All right, I know. I'm being juvenile. I know. I'm being immature. I know. But if that's not funny to you, I mean, come on. There's more.
Donald Trump looked so uncomfortable throughout all of these clips. Let's break some of them.
What's going to happen?
Pardon
What's going to happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just they were convicted by a...
Donald Trump says, I hate being laughed at. I'm going to show you that clip too. This hurt him more than anything else when they laugh in his face. So I want to make sure that all of these laughs that we're having today, if somebody higher up can just get them to him, please.
Officers,
you have to
would you pardon
what's
those
going to
people?
happen? Oh, absolutely, I would.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just they were convicted by a very tough system. How come the people that tried to burn down Minneapolis, how come the people that took over a large percentage of Seattle,
Hogan, I agree.
How come nothing happened to them? How come the people
But sir, we're talking about people that were seen beating officers with flagpoles, dragging them down the stairs. They're on video. Have you seen that video, sir?
Oh, really? Well,
you would pardon those rioters?
They shot a young lady in the face.
Entitlement. You see, Donald Trump is one of those, it's entitlement. It's unearned, but he's also really rich. All he's ever had to have around him were people who were happy to get a check or happy to be around gold toilets or whatever. The people who he hires around him have such soft hands that as they tickle his sack, the magnitude of the sensation can't be properly displayed on screen. And when he says that type of stuff, he never realized that BLM, Black Lives Matter, those people who he's saying destroyed cities, which they didn't, are the same people who he's talking to. He's an entitled baby. Golden spoon. Backwards. Psychopath.
Who was protesting.
Does Donald Trump think that those people who
I hear you, brother. I mean, come on. Couple more, and then I got
Absolutely,
one big
I would.
one.
You would pardon those?
If they're innocent, I would pardon them.
They've been convicted.
And by the way, the Supreme Court just
the entire
Yeah, they're laughing at him, man. They're laughing at him. Did I see
never has it mattered. Maybe
okay, let's see. I think I got a couple more.
it on the Democrat too. But I will say
Ready on day, bad things happen. You said it. This decision is important.
Here we go.
Still confidence. It's not exactly
go, guys.
a ringing
This is
endorsement
a
of
good
JD
one.
Vance. Let's take a look.
And that's why this decision is important this time. Bad things happen. You said it twice. When you look at JD Vance, is he ready on day one?
does he what?
Ready on day one, if he has to be.
I've always had great respect for him. And for the other candidates too.
That's
but
your
I will
answer?
say this, and I think this is well documented. Historically, the vice president, in terms of the election, does not have any impact. I mean, virtually no impact. You have 2 or 3 days where there's a lot of commotion as to who, like you're having it on the Democrat side, who it's going to be. And then that dies down, and it's all about the presidential pick. Virtually never has it mattered. Maybe Lyndon Johnson mattered for different
people. Maybe you didn't hear the question. Let's hear the question. On day one of your presidency, if something happened to you, is he ready? Listen.
Vance, let's take a look.
And that's why this decision is important this time. Bad things happen. You said it twice. When you look at J.D. Vance, is he ready on day one?
Does he what?
Ready on day one, if he has to be.
I've always had great respect for him, and for the other candidates too. But I will say this, and I think this is well documented. Historically, the vice president, in terms of the election, does not have any impact. I mean, virtually no impact. You have 2 or 3 days where there's a lot of commotion as to who, like you're having it on the Democrat side, who it's going to be. And then that dies down, and it's all about the presidential pick. Virtually never has it mattered. Maybe Lyndon Johnson mattered for different reasons of what we're talking about, not for vote reasons, but for political reasons, other political reasons. But historically, the choice of a vice president makes no difference.
Now,
you're looking at a flaming, flagrant narcissist. He can't even fathom the question, is your vice president going to be ready on day one in case something happens to you? The only way he sees the importance of J.D. Vance is, how does it help my campaign? There's no way you could be asking me a question about his job, his role, his obligation I'm giving him. That's all just about me. Your question can't be about that. It doesn't matter. I picked him, but I'm going to win. That's not the question. He said something pertinent. He said Lyndon B. Johnson. But that doesn't really matter about this question. No, that's the only right thing you said. After Kennedy died, Johnson stepped in. That's the point of the question. You not only accidentally brought up the absolutely perfect example, but you're so stupid and narcissistic and sociopathic that you accidentally brought up the right one and passed it off in the same sentence as the wrong example. You done yet? Political drain. You done yet? You want more? You done more? You want more? I can give you more. I'll give you more. I'll give you more.
Ringing endorsement at all. Even Harris Faulkner from Fox News, journalist.
And I'm fine with it because this woman.
Here's the
look.
Here's
if
the
I came on,
here's the crybaby. Here's the crybaby. We'll end it here because, you know,
And who
I'm actually tired of hearing about it. I can't tap dance any longer.
Continues to attack journalist Rachel Scott, who's in the blue suit right here. Harris is in the pink. Let's watch.
Or would you?
Oh, absolutely.
And who would?
I think I'd know.
How would you make that decision?
I think I'd know. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated me.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm fine with it because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That was a nasty.
People in the crowd are going, no, she was not. She was not rude. People are trying to correct him. Even Harris Faulkner from Fox News, you can hear her go, oh my goodness, and almost roll her eyes at how petty Donald Trump is. This is just a petty, small, whiny man. In this next clip, Donald Trump challenges VP Harris to a cognitive test. Let's watch.
Mr. President,
I would love to
And
do
make
it.
it public.
Well, I've already taken 2 of them, but I'll do it again.
Mr. President, how do you intend to?
I suggested, Harris, that let's take one. I said, Joe and I will go and take a cognitive test. Now, I'd do it with her too. I would do it with her also. You know what? she failed her law exam. She didn't pass her law exam, so maybe she wouldn't pass the cognitive test.
Mr.
Are
President,
you saying she wouldn't pass? Just to be clear,
I'm just giving you the facts.
to be clear, you don't think
I'm
Harris
just
how do you
giving the
intend,
facts.
and
She didn't
look,
pass her bar exam, and she didn't think she would pass it. And
So you hear audible moans from the crowd as
Yeah, we're done with this. We're done with this. We're done with this. People, here's the deal. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. But here's the deal. I'm going to leave you with this. Number one, tomorrow, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pro Aquitaine, former magistrate, former French magistrate. We're talking about important issues, healthcare, education, the election, and other things that I want to talk about with him to get a perspective of someone who lives outside of America. But it's only for members. Be cool like you see it here, Poochie Ann. You see that there? That big green? She's now a truth seeker. She joined because she wants to be a part of that members only. You get a whole lot of other perks. Cool stickers, emojis, percentages off the merch. We have a really cool shirt coming out. All kinds of stuff. Listen, I Dissent shirts. Cool stuff. Listen, become a member. Join us tomorrow. You're going to want to ask your questions. You want to be a part of that live members only. Number two. This November, Project 2025 is already in effect. So after we laugh tonight, I'm going to remind you that there are at least 70 people already in places of leadership in many states, including this one. We have an assignment for all of you. We need to find out who has been elected or who has been appointed in these places who are already vowing to not certify the election. A bunch of small towns in absolutely necessary states. They're already there. I want you to watch this. Our job is to find out if you're in one of these states, is to find out
I am not
who
lazy,
they are.
but
Our job is to write letters to the leadership in those counties, as well as the Secretary of States of those, if you're in that state, as well as your Congress people. We need those names. They need to know we're watching. And they need to know 98 days in advance, not the day before. We need to have at least 100, 150, 200, or more people writing these letters. This is our assignment. Remember when I told you the only way to fight is not with guns? You can if you want. If you have to, fine. But when I said be ready, this is the first act of the movement. More are coming. Find these names. Find out who these people are. There is documentation. Who are not going to certify. Right. And I'm going to leave you with this by Rachel Maddow so you know what I'm talking about.
and have trouble starting
That's our job.
tasks.
That's our
The
job.
activation energy required is sometimes just
Oh, I'm on slow.
But I said there's a lot going on at the surface level in terms of donors and campaign positions and campaign strategy and the way they're behaving on Friday night. That if they vote for him this November, if he's voted back into office, quote, you won't have to do it anymore. You won't have to vote.
I don't want to get any copyright
As
stuff,
alarming as it sounds for all the reasons that you.
but I'm just going to give you the absolute important pertinent information here.
Also point out something more strange, which has been happening at the same time and it hasn't had as much attention. The day before Trump made those remarks on Friday, he said, "You're never going to have to vote again after you vote for me."
All right, she's talking about this
My
again.
instruction.
It's not important.
I
It
have
is,
so
but-
many votes. He said that on Thursday last week. And it turns out this is something, when you look,
Here's the point.
I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. You don't need votes. We got more votes than anybody's ever had. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
don't worry about voting. Of all the weirdness around this campaign,
Please
this
watch.
is
We're
a
almost
truly
done,
strange
guys.
thing to tell people,
Please
right?
watch. We're almost
Don't
done.
vote. I don't need your vote. I don't want your vote. I mean, all the surface level weirdness is, worth noting. Having a new position on literally anything you can think of as soon as any random rich
I
guy
hear
tells
you,
you to.
P-Dub.
That's a weird thing.
We
Picking
wanna-
the eccentric
we wanna
billionaire's
accentuate
intern
that.
for your running mate,
For sure.
even though you apparently had no idea who he
Well,
was or what a
that is
disaster he is on
awesome.
television. All of this is weird. But telling voters, do not bother to vote for me. It doesn't matter if you do. I don't need your votes. That is a thing that should prick up your ears. Because what that means is that he doesn't think he needs to win the vote to win the election. He doesn't think he needs to win the election in order to take power. He thinks something other than votes is going to determine whether or not he gets back in the White House.
I just want to show you this part.
At Rolling Stone today, they profile 70 different election officials who have been put into position in the swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, who are election denialists, committed election denialists. Officials that have been put in place in all of those swing states to make sure that election results, no matter what they are, do not get certified in those states this year. Quote, at least 22 of these election officials have already refused or delayed certification processes in recent elections. According to Democratic election lawyer Mark Elias, quote, I think we are going to see mass refusals to certify the election in November.
Facts. All facts. I have a video on this channel. It talks about Pillar 4. Part 4. Pillar 4 of Project 2025. Watch it. I have also a whole lot of video clips, information where this has already happened as a dry run in the elections that have happened from 2021 till now. State, municipal, county, they've already had the dry runs. Your job, my job, our job. Step 1 of our plan. We're not going to leave it to the Democratic officials, but we want to make sure that we have such an overwhelming response, both in writing letters to our Congress people, but to our state legislatures and to the counties where these 70 people have been put in place. Our job is to go to the Rolling Stone, get the names, the counties, and ensure that all of them know we're watching, to the point where if they think they will be doing voter intimidation on us, they're wrong. I'm not saying do anything stupid, please. I'm not saying go there with, ridiculous ideas in your head of 1776. I'm saying they need to know we're watching and are willing to respond accordingly if they do not or will not or say they won't accept the numbers. Here's the thing. They're even doing it in Republican counties, because it doesn't matter that if Trump wins or not. They're just going to not certify, because if enough small counties don't certify, the state can't certify. So they think that they're smart. They think that, it's going to happen in hard red counties. Why would they do that? It's because chaos is the purpose. Find out those names. It's in the Rolling Stone. Find out those counties. Right. Watch. Get a group together offline. That's why I don't put everything I'm putting here is only stuff that's already been broadcast. Your job is to go offline. Neighbors, develop a group meeting, petitions, write. Watch. Let them know we're watching. Offline. Part 1 of our plan. It's happening. It's coming. Will we respond appropriately? I believe you will. Join up. Become a member. I will see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for having all this fun with me. I wanted to leave you with that link. Let me get the link for you, Poochie, and the brand new member. It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. Bada bing. Bada boom. Here's the link, guys. Hey, Angela, please hit us up on the Political Drain email chat that Laura and I have. We want to talk to you. Got something for you. And if anybody knows if Melanie is here, for her as well. Thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Stay awesome. Stay vigilant. Stay informed. Get offline and develop a group, a system, okay? A pipeline of information and gathering. We're going to need it.